Good morning, everyone. This morning we're about to head over to Luang Prabang. We have a 9:45 a.m. ride, so we decided to wake up around 7 a.m. just so we can go across the street, grab some breakfast at this place called La Terrasse. It's just a cafe, so we're gonna get a Danish and a croissant, some coffee, and the great thing is there's a lot of cafes on the street. They actually all open really early as well. So this should give us enough time to have our breakfast, go back to the room, pack up our stuff, and then get a Loca to the Vientiane Railway Station. I'm excited to tell you guys all about our process of getting tickets and taking the high-speed train, and of course spending our day today in Luang Prabang. Alright, we're back in the hotel now. Chantal's packing up, getting ready. Breakfast was good. Total bill was 115,000 kip, so around $6-ish US. And we used credit card this time because they do charge a 3% fee, but that's pretty minimal for that. And I want to save the Laotian kips in case we go to the night markets or any scenario where we do actually need to use the cash. One thing I appreciate about bakeries here or cafes is they give you water. I don't believe tap water is normally drinkable here, but they still provide water, so they must have some sort of filter, hopefully. And they also provide tissue, which we're not used to in Singapore. Like everywhere we go, we have to bring our own little tissue pack pretty much. Coffee itself was super strong. They use Robusta beans, much like anywhere else in Southeast Asia, unless it's a specialty coffee store. And the pastries were really good too. I will say they probably would taste better if they were warmed up, but honestly, they still tasted fine. We've got plenty of time now. Next stop, the Vientiane Railway Station.
We've arrived at the Vientiane Railway Station. We wanted to give ourselves a little bit of extra time, at least 40 minutes before our train took off. The ride was about 216,000 kip, which includes a 10,000 kip entrance fee. And give yourself 30 to 40 minutes to get here in case there's any traffic. 1 minute later and we're inside. There's a desk at the front to check in with your passport and your ticket on the LCR app. And then we just went through a little security with the x-ray machine. Pretty easy.
And it's not busy at all. Like we're 30 minutes before departure time. They're starting to queue up to go into the train, but the actual train station looks very empty. I think it's because it's so massive as well. Chantal just mentioned the LCR app. This is my recommendation in terms of purchasing your tickets. Previously, when I was looking at how to get these tickets, a lot of people mentioned that they had to go through third-party sites. I think there's one called 12Co or something like that. And that's fine. A lot of people still recommend it. It's just they'll charge you additional fees, of course, because it's third party. And from what I was told, you can book in advance, but it's not always guaranteed. They also still have to go through that same process where they need to purchase the tickets in advance and then hopefully get the tickets. So with the LCR app, you can now download it as a foreigner. Previously, you had to have a Laotian or China number, but now you can just do it with email address, which is really convenient. The only thing is you can only book tickets up to 3 days in advance. Opens up 6:30 a.m. each day. So for us, we had to buy the ticket to go because you can't buy round trip also. You have to buy them individually. We woke up at 6:30 a.m. to book the ticket to go to Luang Prabang. And then the next day, because we're only there for 1 day, we booked another ticket at 6:30 a.m. The only reason why I decided to wake up early is because all the websites and all the reviews talk about how the tickets sell out really quickly, especially on weekends. But I will say that we didn't have any issues as long as you wake up early enough to book them. The ticket price will be the most reasonable. Again, if you book third party, you will need to pay an additional fee. On the app itself, you can use a foreign credit card. So there are 3 different classes. There's business, first class, and second class. Honestly, I looked at the pictures and this is such a new train that all of the classes look fine. Business class is the one exception where it looks like a proper business class, like on an airplane where you have your cubicles. The first class seating configuration is a 2-2. The second class seating is a 2-3. For our ride going there, we decided to do first class. I was thinking we could do business class, but ended up saying, you know what, let's save a little bit of money because it is double the price of first class. But when we booked it, all seats were available, all classes were available. So when I booked the Luang Prabang tickets, same thing. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. to get them. Immediately after trying to select the time, they only had second class available. So I'm not sure if business and first class were booked out by third parties or whatever it might be. But I will say that going from Luang Prabang back to Vientiane, it always looked like there was less availability. So that's something to just keep in mind.
So for our first class tickets, the price was 522,000 kip. And for the second class ticket, it was 390,000 kip.
And then for business class, it was, I think, just under 1 million. So like 900 something thousand kip.
So there's bathrooms over there. There's a couple of cafes if you need to grab coffee or snacks before you get on the train. Oh, and there's water as well to fill up your water bottle. Everyone's gone in, so let's go check in and see what this is all about.
You don't need your passport after you get into the train station. All they ask for is the QR code, and it's very quick. Maybe because I'm the very first one to purchase a ticket that morning, but we are cart 1, seat 1.
Even if you didn't get water in the train station, there's water on the train.
And hurting others.
So depending on the number of stops, this train ride could be about an hour 45 to 2 hours long.
And before this high-speed train was introduced, the only way really would have been to take a 7-hour drive all the way to Luang Prabang. Either that or the airplane. But honestly, a flight is really inconvenient because you got to get to the airport ahead of time, go through security, whereas this was way quicker.
Is strictly prohibited on the train.
Going backwards. Are we going backwards the entire time? Because I did notice that we were seat 1, but we're in the back of the cart. So like we entered through the back and we're going this way. That's unusual, but it makes sense because maybe it just keeps going backwards forward, backwards forward.
So far, the speed of the train has only been 50 kilometers per hour. So we'll see how fast it can get.
We discovered that you can actually charge. So I highly recommend getting one of these blocks because you can charge like all your devices at once. We have this for 2 devices. And then we also have this for a 3rd device. So we can actually charge 2 phones and a camera at the same time.
Smoking will trigger the smoke alarm on the train.
So a few minutes in, they will check your ticket. So make sure you don't delete the QR or anything like that. If you have a printed ticket, keep it the entire time because just in case you need to give it to them when you exit the train. Pro tip is I recommend screenshotting if you are using the app, just in case you lose data and you need to show the QR code.
The train attendant in time.
Normally we both would like take long sleeves pants for a flight because planes are just so cold and we expected maybe the train would be similar, but no, it's actually the opposite. There's not much airflow in here, but there are shades in case it gets too sunny and too hot for you. So the reason why it's called LCR is because it's called Laos-China Railway. This was actually a project developed by China, and in fact this train will take you all the way to Kunming. So it goes into China and then all throughout Laos. This was a multi-billion-dollar project that started a few years back, so everything is brand new.
1 hour later, and we're making our first and only stop, which is Vang Vieng. Unfortunately, we won't be visiting this time. I heard it's a very popular place to also visit during your trip in Laos.
And from what it sounds like, we're only stopping for a few minutes, so if you do get off, they're telling you to get ready, and then I imagine some people will be coming on as well.
运行方向后侧车门。
Okay, we've arrived at Luang Prabang. Honestly, it feels like we basically just did a loop because the train station looks exactly the same as Vientiane. The difference is there's a lot of people here. Like, this is a very popular destination.
Ride was, it was pretty comfortable, very easy, very convenient, and they even have like snacks and drinks for you to buy. But I think we'll wait until we head to our hotel area to find lunch.
Yeah, I'm a bit hungry. Hopefully it's not too long of a ride. It might be a while to get a Loca just because there's a lot of people here. Okay, it is way more hectic than it was at Vientiane. Wakes me up. I was like super tired and now I'm awake. We requested a Loca and immediately before we even got out, we got one. And he just took a picture to show where he is. I actually see him right there. I'm gonna wave at him. I don't even know how much the total cost is, but it's more convenient than what it would be to get a van, which most of these people will do, and you have to go to different hotels. We're in the ride now. It's about a 15-minute ride to our hotel, which is called Villa Oasis. One thing I notice is it's a bit hazier than it was in Vientiane. I'm not sure if they're burning something and it's like smoky, ashy.
We're here, we made it to our hotel. We're walking down a little alleyway and there's a cat coming to greet us.
It is very hazy here. Like, I know one of the areas is like this hill that we can go check out. We'll go, but I don't know if there's gonna be much visibility.
I think it's just been so dry recently, but we can also check the air quality to see if there's any other reasons.
Wow. Didn't expect the alleyway to open up to this, but I think it's why it's called Villa Oasis. These are amazing views. Wow, that's unexpected. Little welcome drink plus fruits in this peaceful, tranquil little area. I'm liking the hospitality so far.
We are checked in, we're in our room. It's really cute because the lobby was downstairs and we literally walked up a few steps to, there's like 6 rooms up here, I guess. So I feel like we're like in a house.
Okay, I could work with that. Look at that, we got a window and then our view is of a pool. And then you've got another pool there, competition, and then our pool.